It's really interesting. There's a 10-year age difference between Javi and Roy, which I think is a really cool dynamic. You know, you've got this young gun, and then you've got the experience from Roy on the other end of the scale, and both of them kind of leading the charge on that squad, and then obviously Nikodos on that AWP has potential to pop off as well.
Yeah, of course. I think Nikodos is Mr. Consistent for the Flames. He always manages to just maintain and just be consistent throughout the servers. I think he had a 1.2 rating at the RMR, and Yabi was leading the line on a 1.4. So it's exciting things to see. We are just going to get this straight underway. This is the first map of this best of three. We are heading to Inferno. This is eClub Kyiv's map pick. So they will be starting on this T side.
I think this is one that's going to be critical for Esports Club Kyiv to pick up the win here if they do want to put up a competitive side in this series, just based on how Ancient played last time. I like this aggression from Nikodos. He's gone all the way into apps here, looking for some sort of opening, but there are 3 Ts pushing in slowly through apps behind him with that bomb in hand. This 3-player lean towards the CT side could also catch them off guard. If they do go to A, it's going to be quite under-defended at the moment.
Yeah, it's actually really scary right now because Nikodos is in such a good position, but they've actually just slipped the net on him. Zyphon, he's going to have to hold this top brackets position, but as the hit comes in, they're just going to burst out. But then Nikodos can reveal himself. He eliminates Bio9, and he's now in the back lines. Whilst the bomb can be planted, the rotations for Copenhagen Flames are coming in thick and fast.
Yeah, and the smoke that the T's drop, it actually gives Nikodos a bit of something to work around. He's able to get out of apps and get himself into short. The post plant comes into play. They're being suffocated by all these CTs coming from both directions, holding them down. There's 3 coming through short at the moment. Smash is going to peek up to try and get something. Does see a little bit of action here, but falls back off, just playing this one defensively. Nikodos finds uQlutzavr. Amster also finds one in trade. Javi chiming in as well. Smash, he's just not being able to get taken down here. That bomb is starting to be defused. It's just Smash left. He's got the angle though, gets one. There's no kid on Hookseat at the moment. Needs to find the head of the diffuser and just gets it in time.
Really nice attempt on the retake for Copenhagen Flames, but the post plants for Kyiv, they just stand a little bit tall. Came right down to the wire at the end, but they do get it over the line. Pistol conversion for Kyiv, and it's a good kind of pace and good transition to set for them moving forward on their map pick. It's a good foundation that they've just laid down. Copenhagen Flames, they are going to invest into this immediately. Nikodos straight away on the scope weapon of the scout. Going to see what he can achieve. Actually, no picks are being given over towards middle. Instead, it's going to be this banana play, potentially. Uxie CZ75 could be a difference maker. He's going to need to be clinical with it.
He's just dancing and darting around these flames that are falling around him at the moment, but the T's are going to fall back once they've taken that initial control. Just going to be playing it safe at the moment, looking for any sort of aggression from the CTs. At the moment, everyone just sitting back, waiting for the angles. These pistols looking for some sort of opening. See, there's actually going to be a bit of utility thrown out towards A, which we can see one of the CTs is actually rotated over here. So there are 4 players on this side of the map, although Hooksie does decide to now go back over to B. So just going to be a bit of a default spread at the moment as these T's take control towards short.
Going to be seeing this typically more and more. If they take top banana and they put presence down top brackets, and it has caused this 4-man rotation in. Flames haven't really got the weaponry to deal with the hits kind of in solidarity, so they do group up in numbers. They're just trying to rotate based off the information, but because Kyiv keep going side areas of the map, you can see the rotations that are absolutely scrambling. Bio9, he can hit a low in here just out on the balcony, and the apps pop comes in. So he needs to hold the line. That's a lovely first pick. Short time. The kills, they do click Kyiv, and the bomb, it now can be planted on this A bomb site.
Yeah, now Copenhagen players, they have to make a decision if they want to give this a look in. It's a player disadvantage plus the weaponry not in their favor. The CZ, not the gun you want on the retake. And it does look like they're just going to be holding back. Going to be saving that armor. Live to fight another day in the next round. And Esports Kyiv, they're off to a really flying start here. Get that pistol and then the conversion fairly cleanly, only losing 1 player. Just the Mach 10 lost over as well, so they're going to have full rifles into the next round. Whereas on the other side of the board, Copenhagen Flames, just going to have these saved weaponry. Which means they're going to be going for another one of these half buys. See if they can steal something away. Esports Club Kyiv off to a flying start here on their map pick.
Yeah, it's a wonderful start for them, isn't it? And either they've really come in swinging. They're trying to prove that the best of three that they had against Flames in the first Open Qualifier wasn't a fluke. And instead, they want to just really assert themselves. This is such a good platform for them to springboard themselves more into the upper echelons of Counter-Strike. It's kind of within these qualifiers. Making it for IEM Dallas is such a big statement. And taking a scalp, not once but twice, of Copenhagen Flames is a great way to start it. Obviously, we're a long way off. But they have got a very good opportunity to potentially keep the scoreline flawless, because apart from those saved weapons, it's just going to be the USPs, and Amster with the MAC-10 is farming up the cash over towards top banana, and it looks to be a quicker B execute from the T's.
Again, it's just hooXi here with the USP, the one with the lowest amount of weaponry. Going to be very hard to find any defense here. The flash is pretty decent. Can't quite find the head of Smash though, so I can take that site for free now. Get that bomb plant. Oh, that's going to be rOeJ going down as well. So now it's just Nicoduz left with the scout. Nice little kill there on the Amster and the headshot onto Smash. That's some good damage here. He doesn't really need to save this scout over either, so he can give this a look in. If he can find another kill or two, that'd be good, but they both swing at the same time, taking down Nicoduz. And it's a 3-0 start for Esports Club Kyiv. But now we have the gun round coming out for Copenhagen Flames. They can get those M4s out, that AWP in the hand of Nicoduz. They can start that comeback, start to put up a bit of a defense here on the CT side and keep Esports Club Kyiv in check.
Yeah, we got the formalities out the way after the pistol conversion, and now it's going to be the one true test, as you've quite rightly said. It's going to be the bonus still for Kyiv as well. Fire 9. Going to be lining up a flash potentially to send his team in towards banana, and they're going to throw pace in it, but Yabi's holding the line. uQlutzavr, he does trade him out immediately. It's only going to favour the T's longer term, as they do make their way out. We're trying to reassess
rotate coming over as well now. So there's the two split here. They've forced a bit of a rotation from rOeJ. See the T's. They are grouping up here, taking that bomb towards banana, and actually rOeJ's going to rotate off now after dropping that utility. So it's just hooXi here alone. Does still have a smoke and a molly, so can keep this one delayed for a while. Drops that smoke there. Going to keep the T's in check for a moment. Smoke going to get thrown out towards library to keep the CTs interested over towards the A site, but it's all a ruse. And hooXi, he's going to be the one that's tested here. You can see rOeJ's getting cold feet, going to slowly make his way over as well. That smoke allowing him to get here in time. Now the utility comes through. The smoke gets dropped. hooXi's got the molly. He's going to throw it forward to slow this push down even further. Bio9 going to push short though. Takes a little bit of damage. rOeJ spamming through the smoke, but the reload, that's the opportunity for these T's to burst through. The flash is perfect. hooXi comes out and finds one. Bio9 gets the trade. rOeJ tries to swing through the smoke and gets taken down. We're now on the 2-on-3. Two of these T's have been brought low. That bomb only just going down now. Nicoduz has gotten into an advanced position here. But will the T's give up the fight? See if they decide to peek this. He's just holding the angle at the moment, looking for anything here. The rotate coming in through his iPhone all the way up banana, but he's still a little while off yet, so it's going to be Nicoduz that has to find the opening here. He's aware that a player is here, but he jumps and it makes the noise. S4 gets the read. Now iPhone, the 1-on-3. It's a bit too difficult to go for. Saves that M4 and is just going to get out of there with his life.
And it's just another one where Kyiv, they've just got a clear game plan of what they want to accomplish. The execute comes in, and immediately they just hit the accelerator. The trade spacing is perfect. Fire 9 and Amster combine, and they go 1-for-1, and that's all they need because the bomb site is cracked clean open. And you're right, it's interesting that Xiphon was so far away over towards top middle, and as soon as the bomb was planted, it was kind of a decision-making process between him and Nicoduz. It's like, well, will we go for this? Are we going to get a look in? And I guess the comms weren't really lining up. I guess they weren't on the same page because Xiphon was very slow to react, to walking down middle and get a quick flank on the board. And just as I say his name, he gets struck from the record in round number 5. S4, the AWP player of eClub Kyiv, lights his name in this feed. He gets an early man advantage for the T's.
Some great response for the utility here. Smash and Bio9 both brought down to half. rOeJ's also going to find uQlutzavr in apps as well, so evening up the scoreline. The gun advantage definitely for the T's at the moment. See hooXi Having a little bit of a look in at Banana, but does get forced off here. Has some utility to hold off any aggression at the moment. Plus Jabby's coming in as well. Has a bit of support here. It's a 2-2 split at the moment. But with this weaponry, it's going to be really hard to hold off any assault from the tiers. Spam through the smoke, not finding anything. Gonna go for a boost here. Might be the right read, just because they don't have a lot of util. There's a chance maybe they can catch someone off guard here. Actually, it's going to be Roy and Nick, or just Nikodos for the moment. Roy looks like he's about to rotate, but decides to stay on the A side. Now the T's, they're going to go for a contact play here. Nikodos actually gets the first with that AK, and then Jabby on the boost chimes in for one of his own. That's an advantage now for the CTs, but Amster trades back with Nikodos. The 2-on-2 now. Are they going to be ready for Hooksy here? Does get spotted, so Amster going to take him down. Get the bomb planted, and now Roy has to find a way to piece this 1v2 together.
Hasn't really got too much utility to work with either, just this smoke grenade, but he has made good ground over towards Ruins. Crossfire has been established between New Box and Dark, though. Notoriously one of the more difficult ones to crack, but if Bio9 is going to keep on swinging, it's going to give an opportunity for a 1v1 gunfight. Roy, he does find Amster, and now Bio9 just secluded in the smoke. The spray will come in, but has he got enough time for the bomb? I don't believe so. No kit on the board, and Kyiv, whilst they do kind of make a mistake and give the individual gunfights over, they will convert the round.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there. Obviously, they weren't fully invested into this round, so going for that half buy means that there's just no kit in play, and despite the heroics of Roy, not able to get that bomb down, at least keeping the economy in check for Esports Club Kyiv. You can see they've still got a few buys left in them. The Copenhagen Flames now really need to show us something onto the CT side, because T's are starting to run away with this. Nikodos with that AWP. He has a chance to make something happen. Player that we're looking to maybe open it up here. Again, oh, that's a chunk of grenades straight to the scalp of Bio9. It's going to give him a headache. Brought down to 19 HP early on. Unconfirmed damage, but damage nonetheless. Again, it's this early engagement towards B where it's all happening. Just grenades getting lobbed back and forth. Lots of damage, but it is Copenhagen Flames that get all the control. Hooksy playing close here. Oh, it's an awkward engagement. Smash actually finds him. So that's the advantage going the way of Esports Club Kyiv. Now they have to decide what they're going to do with it.
He might be the play. You can see that Nikodos, he's rotated in with the AWP, just going to hold the line, shoulder given up, and that allows S4 to swing on in. The battle of the AWPs is won by the T's immediately. Yabby, he's going to try and spam through the smoke, but the bullets, they just don't even connect, and Copenhagen Flames, they're going to need to hold on to their weaponry. They just can't afford to even go for this. And what an impressive start to this best-of-3 series for E-Club Kyiv. 6 rounds in a row now. And uQlutzavr, he is lurking in. He's just trying to see maybe if he can strip any of the further weapons out of the Flames' hands, but not to be. But what a start by this Ukrainian side.
Yeah, it's exactly what they want to do here. Like we mentioned, Ancient is the next map coming up after Inferno, and that's one the Copenhagen Flames have looked really strong on. Although, given how Esports Club Kyiv are playing at the moment, I think they might be able to put up a bit more of a show than they did last time. So you have to remember that this team, not only did they take down Copenhagen Flames in the qualifiers, they also beat Big. It was a best of one. That certainly means that they do have plenty to show us here. And already seeing exactly why they've made it here to the closed qualifier.
Just performing really well, aren't they? And it's just going to be interesting to see how Copenhagen Flames can bounce back. Probably not used to... Actually, they are used to facing this type of opposition because they do compete in the same circuits. They do compete in the same tournaments. But Copenhagen Flames is always placing significantly higher. Let's not forget, this is the same Copenhagen Flames that are legends. Went through 3-0 flawlessly in the RMR just a couple of weeks ago. Timeout being called, maybe just to reassess the options. Still a long way to go yet in this series, but very happy and very promising signs from E-Club Kyiv that they're just really just trying to make their mark here over towards the upper bracket of IEM Dallas closed qualifiers. It's just really nice to see. But Lucy, if you're a Copenhagen Flames player right now, if you're kind of in that coach slot, you're talking them through, what needs to change?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'd like to see maybe a bit more aggression on the A side. They're not really going for too many picks there. We saw very early on in the pistol round, nikodos went for that aggression towards apps. You can see it's really banana where a lot of these early engagements are taking place, and it's Esports Club Kyiv that are coming out ahead most of the time there. So maybe it's the A side of the map that needs a little bit of a change up. It's actually going to be where Ampster is looking at the moment. Just jumped up into that balcony position, taking a look around. It's actually a 3-player lead towards banana, so the emphasis from the CTs is over this side of the map. nikodos here with the AWP. Wasn't able to find the pick last time, but now is going to find the one onto Buy 9, and a flash is set up as well. This is perfect for Jabby. He's able to swing off and find the kill onto Smash. That's a 2-player advantage now for Copenhagen Flames, plus rOeJ finds Ampster through the edge of the smoke. This is the best start they've had so far. A chance for them to keep this clean. uQlutzavr, he's chopped down to pit, and Zyphon isn't able to find the kill. But his teammate with the bomb still so separated, and the CTs, you can see on the minimap, they're slowly rotating in. They're going to be hunting him down in pit here. rOeJ in the apps position, Hooksy locking in. They're aware that he's there. nikodos drops the bomb on S4, and now very little that this last T can do as he just looks for any damage that he can do in the remaining moments of this round.
Yeah, really nice reaction by the Flames as well. They send 3 players over banana early just to have an extra player just to throw some utility in so they can fight top B, because that's where they've been focusing most of their attention. It works out really well. The flashbang was absolutely perfect, and it was a correct response from the Flames, and they finally bounced back. It has taken them 7 rounds of asking, but they do post a CT round on the board. The main question is whether now it can be consistent.
Yeah, that's the big question here. They really need to see if they can get a few rounds in a row. Gonna be some aggression here from nikodos, peeking in the second mid here. Jammy finds Ampster as well. That's in banana, so that's an opening there going in the favor of Copenhagen Flames. Bit of utility to damage by 9 and Smash 9. Going to be a bit of utility thrown here. The flash to keep them in check, but the molly prevents any more aggression at the moment. Jabby playing anti-flash here, could swing out and find a kill, but no, Smash is the one that's going to get it. The trade tries to come in, but Smash is too clean, takes down rOeJ as well. Just 1 player here left on site, and Smash finds him as well. It's 3 from him to open up the round. nikodos hasn't really got too much he can say here, and Zyphon all the way over on the A site is going to find a kill. There's a chance they could go for the retake here, but the 2-on-3 with the bomb going down on B, that may be too tough a pill to swallow.
Yeah, it's absolutely brutal from Smash. What a wonderful triple kill. It's that one flashbang that just sets him up for success. Clean, clinical headshots coming in. And the question was consistency. And Kyiv, well, they continue their domination in a consistent manner. Copenhagen Flames cannot get consecutive rounds on the board. That's a result of them having to save this. That's what it means, because look at the bank balance. It's just not there for them. They need to have what they hold. Bring forward the AWP, because that's been the one consistent factor that has been going positively for Copenhagen Flames. The AWP of nikodos, it has been getting kills here and there, but he's going to need to step up in a big way. He's going to need to find a little bit more impact if they need to kind of resurge on this first half.
Yeah, it just seems like there's maybe a little bit of a hole in the way that they're playing this B site. Maybe we need to re-look at the sort of setups they've got. You know, the best opening they had was when they had that flash come through off the back of nikodos' opening kill, and then Jabby was able to find one. But it feels like Esports Club Kyiv feeling quite confident here on Banana, quite confident taking the engagements, looking for openings. This A side of the map not really been too looked at. We'll see, there's a bit of a pause coming through here. Maybe a moment for these players to take a breather, maybe regroup. It is just a tech pause. Yeah, maybe not the start we were expecting here, Brandon. Esports Club Kyiv coming out looking hot to trot. We said that if they did want to take this serious, an Inferno was a must-win for them. And definitely in a good position to really get off to a good start here.
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, 7 rounds on the T side of Inferno. I think it's fair to say that every map is basically CT-sided now with the changes of the M4 and just the way the economy works just a little bit. But you're right. They've come out swinging here. We know that Ancient is, well, pretty good for Copenhagen Flames. I think the head-to-head speaks volumes. In fact, it was 16-3 the last time these two teams faced each other. So, yeah, just to kind of echo what you said, if we want to see Vertigo, I feel like eClub they need to take Inferno, and while they're doing really good just so far into kind of putting it more in their favour, it's interesting to see how much they are focusing top banana. But I mean, it's the old case of, if it isn't broken, why would you even try and fix it? It's only been one round that Copenhagen Flames has managed to just kind of neutralise the numbers over towards the car position. The last round with an individual heroic from Smash, that might just really just knock the momentum even further in eClub Kyiv's favour.
Yeah, Smash and Amster have been really, really impressive here so far. Some really crisp aim here. I mean, thinking back to that 3K from Smash to open up the side a couple of rounds ago. Very impressive stuff. This is the upper bracket quarterfinals, so even if one of the teams here does lose, which one of them does have to, they'll be going down to the lower bracket, so still a chance here. It's not complete elimination. But you wanna win your opening match. Try and get off to a good start here. The winner of this will be taking on the winner of Entropic and Fnatic, which is another exciting matchup. That one's taking place on the A stream at the moment. Then later on in the day, we have Movistar Riders taking on Mouse and Apex taking on Big. So a bunch of really exciting games here today. A lot of really solid teams here in the closed qualifiers. I've seen Entropic, Fnatic, and Movistar were all directly invited to the closed qualifier. Then we had 5 teams coming through those open qualifiers. Mouse, obviously Esports Club Kyiv, Copenhagen Flames, Big, and Apex being all the teams here. And only 2 spots at Dallas.
It's all to play for, really, isn't it? And yeah, I like what you're saying about the double elimination format. It's like, that's right. Whoever wins this, obviously they're not going to be eliminated from contention straight away, but you kind of want to hold on to kind of your get out of jail free card for as long as you can. Keep the upper bracket run for as long as you can, and then drop down into the lower, and then give it another go. The pressure is on immediately, especially if you lose the first matchup of the day. But we are still underway. We're still got a little bit of a pause to go. Sorry about this, folks at home. Just a little bit of tech issues going on in the server. It looks like Yabby is having some problems trying to connect back in. But hopefully we can get this all sorted for you and just kind of get Inferno back underway and see if Kyiv can continue their dominance. Be interesting to see how much this pause will have, because it's such a break in play. See if the Flames can form any sort of resemblance of a comeback.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It does really, break the momentum, slows down a bit when you're on a bit of a roll, when you're out there popping the heads. Having to sit back while the tech pause takes place, that kind of reset you a little bit. It gets the heart slowing down, that adrenaline out of your system. So may actually favour Copenhagen Flames coming back into it. Potentially. Still to see. And I wonder how much, when you got a team like Esports Club Kyiv who are, not necessarily playing alongside teams like Copenhagen Flames that frequently, how much practice you can do, preparing for these sort of matchups where you may be not quite as short certain how they're going to be playing it. Like, they had the matchup back in the open qualifiers, but I doubt they do too much scrimming against each other. So for Copenhagen Flames, it might be a little bit more difficult preparing for a team like Esports Club Kyiv, whereas there's plenty to study for Copenhagen Flames just because they've been playing at the top level for quite a while now.
Yeah, Copenhagen Flames definitely more established, sort of in the tier 1, tier 2 scene. And you're right, that's a really good point. It's definitely a nice thing having the surprise factor in your favour. I mean, it's clearly being put to good effect right now. 7 rounds on the T side is looking pretty good if you're an eClub Kyiv fan. And it's going to be interesting to see what they can accomplish. Obviously, we were talking about the sample size kind of on HLTV. I think just for comparison, if we take a look at Vertigo, Copenhagen Flames have a 71% win rate on Vertigo over 17 maps. eClub Kyiv, they are unbeaten on Vertigo, but they've only got 5 recorded matches on HLTV in the past 3 months. So that just kind of highlights the, not disparity between the two teams, but how much like Copenhagen Flames are A, grinding out, and B, playing in the events that are being recorded on HLTV.
Yeah, definitely. Although one of those 5 wins from ESC Kyiv was against Copenhagen Flames. So, that's a pretty big scope to take. And yeah, they've also beaten some other fairly well-known teams, AGO, SmashxD. We mentioned Big during the Open qualifiers, which that's a bit of a surprise. I think Big, when we're looking at these IEM Dallas close qualifiers, they're probably one of the favorites to actually go all the way, right? Like they've made some recent changes and they've been looking really good at the RMRs. So the fact that they were able to take them down in the Open qualifiers is a pretty good sign that this team has what it takes to be competing against some of these tier 1 competition.
Yeah, they're really looking to prove it here. I think another scalp that they took on the road to qualification was SmashxD. And SmashxD is really just kind of, there's also a conversation about SmashxD where they are just constantly just kind of breaking through and nearly trying to get through to the tier 1 circuit. So the fact that they've been able to do that time and time again on a consistent basis is a really good sign. But look, Lucy, I think without any further ado, we are just going to throw it to a quick break whilst we get these issues resolved. And hopefully when we come back, we can get the match underway. So don't go anywhere, and hopefully we'll see you in a few minutes.
All right, we are back, everybody here. Everyone's reconnected into the server, ready to get this one underway. Copenhagen Flames down 1-7 at the moment on the CT side of this first map here against Esports Hub Kyiv. A bit of a rough start here, looking to try and find an opening, maybe get a few more rounds on the board, because Esports Club Kyiv, they're already looking like they want to take this one away.
Yeah, once again, it's going to be this 3-man setup early towards top banana for the defense, dropping some utility. And for the T's, they've just slowed it down a lot. They're just kind of waiting, maybe potentially for Copenhagen Flames to re-aggress in and give them an opportunity to give them an advantage, but not to be. Nikodos, he's holding so close, and Yabi can swing immediately on the first point of contact. It's a very nice setup. We're going to see how it plays out now. It looks like the AWP of S4 is creeping in as well, and it's going to be such a big kill. Oh, and he actually lands it just on the boost, and Yabi, he's actually completely blinded by the team flash of Hootsy. Things are going from bad to worse for Copenhagen Flames. And the Battle Banana, once again, it's won out by eClub Kyiv.
Yeah, Smash just flies around that corner, and despite being full blind, finds the kill of Yabi. That's so unfortunate. Hootsy is trying to play around the smoke, but he gets tagged for the spam. That's going to alert them to the presence there. He goes down. Roy joins him, and now Zyphon and Smash, they're all alone. not really too much they can, well, sorry, no, it's just Siphon. Smash, that's a bit of a glitch there on the HUD. It's just Siphon hiding in pit. Just going to try and hold on to this AK, but they're hunting him. They've got the money to burn, and they don't want Copenhagen Flames to get away with anything here.
And they won't get away with it either. uQlutzavr, haven't had to say his name too much because he's been lurking all the way over in the boiler position time and time again. Hasn't really joined his teammates for the action on Banana, but he hasn't needed to. This assault constantly towards the top Banana area is yielding success time and time again. And no matter what Flames seem to throw at the problem, they aren't coming up with any solutions. And it's now slipping further and further out of their grasp. 8 rounds to the good. eClub Kyiv, they've won the half. But how much by is the next question. Nikodos gonna peek in. Molotov is just going to burn him just a little bit, but there's nobody home. There's no peek gathered. But he's just going to re-swing and hold this tight angle.
This is the first time they've actually really been able to get a good look down Banana, get control. It's just not being contested this time around. Esports Club Kyiv, they're happy to let the CTs take a bit of top control here. S4, he's going to be the one taking a look in. Nikodos is holding this very narrow angle here. Smash, though, we've seen how clean he can be with these headshots. He tries to jiggle it, but does get taken down by Nikodos. It's the first time we've seen the opening go the way of Copenhagen Flames in a little while here. Now Nikodos, he's jump picking it, actually catches S4 very, very slightly there on the ankle. Do a tiny bit of damage there. But he's taking control here. He can sit here alone. Roy going down, that's going to maybe entice the T's to push out towards the A site. Siphon tucked in here behind the hay bales. Does hear that flash. Hooksy, he's challenged on long. Manages to get away with his life just barely by a 9 chasing him down. And the smokes are coming in now. It looks like it's going to be the A-take. Siphon has the angle here to find one, but gets traded out immediately. Meanwhile, a grenade took down Hooksy as well, so now it's just the 2 CTs alive, and that bomb, it's going down.
It's going down, and it's a 3 versus 2 at this point, though. Copenhagen Flames, they've got to throw potentially everything at it. There was a possibility where they could have a look in, but once again, they decide to save the economy. It's just not there for them. But how many times are they going to save into this? How many times are they going to give another round over to the T's? Surely there has to be a point where Copenhagen Flames need to just take some more risk. They need to go for these retakes and potentially convert some rounds on the board. But for now, with all these bomb sites being completely uncontested in the afterplant, eClub Kyiv are smooth sailing. 9 rounds to 1. It's just looking too good for them.
Yeah, I don't think this is what we expected coming into this matchup. I think, we're both maybe thinking that Copenhagen Flames would be coming into this one and really showing Esports Club Kyiv why they are the favourites. But really, it's the other way around. Just a strong, dominant start on the T half here. The big question is going to be what it looks like when they change sides, just because that defense on the Esports Club Kyiv, we haven't had a chance to see that yet. It might not be able to hold up to the raw aim and experience of Copenhagen Flames. But even still, they really want to have a few rounds to work with once they do get to that T side, because at the moment, 1 round, that's not really going to cut it. A good decision here just to take the tactical timeout. Have another think about how you're going to approach this. Really need to be digging deep into that strat book at the moment for Copenhagen Flames, because nothing really has worked so far.
No, 100%. And 1 round, it just simply isn't good enough. I'm just taking a look at the scoreboard just for the members of the T's, and it's good to see Amster and Smash stepping up in these close qualifiers. Not really the heroes of the Open. Instead, it was by a 9 and uQlutzavr. But now, Copenhagen Flames, they go for this aggressive push down middle, and it will be by a 9 to answer. Lighting up his name in the server, and S4 does convert. Nikodos is holding over towards long, but top brackets control. And actually, Banana, it's a lot of map control being gathered by the T's once again. It's just playing with these rotations. Zyphon, he's going to actually aggress in with Nikodos on a timed peak. But uQlutzavr, he's holding for it. Once again, the defense, it's just being whittled down time and time again. eClub Kyiv, they're not giving a single frag over. It's another 4 versus 2 situation in this afterplant on A.
Yeah, and they're just gonna have to save again. There's no money built up. They're only saving 2 players alive every single time. Even with all that loss bonus, they're not able to get anything in the bank, which means Esports Club Kyiv, they're gonna be up to double digits, and we're only 11 rounds into it. That's the crazy thing. It's a 10-1 scoreline after this round concludes. But I think for me, like the big thing that seems to be an issue is there's not really any trade potential for a lot of these kills. It seems like Esports Club Kyiv, they're able to find these openers, and there's just no response from Copenhagen Flames.
You're completely right. I mean, it's evident, literally in that top bracket's position. It looked to be that Zyphon and Nikodos were coordinating the swing in, but Zyphon went slightly too early, and it was immediately eliminated. Didn't even give Nikodos a chance to peek round the corner. So instead, he holds on once again to the AWP. We are entering the latter stages of this first half, and uQlutzavr, he's going to need to start waking up here. Had a quiet game so far, and he really needs to kind of get on board. As to most of the other Flames members, they really need to kick into that gear, get out of first, and maybe get some rounds on the board. 10-5, it'd be honestly very good for them if they can amount it, just because how dominant the T's are currently being.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the moment, it doesn't feel like they're really going to get too many more rounds with the way things are going. So they really need to start responding here, start trying something new. There was a bit of aggression towards mid, but it gets countered. Nikodos, he's forced off the angle. Going to be holding back here towards long. Very defensive setup here on the A side. Got to play a tucked into site and then Zyphon in pit. Although in Banana, they've actually managed to get a bit more deep control. They've got a player up in front of the half wall and another on top. This is where it's going to be contested. The utility is going to come through here. It's all on Jabby to see if he can hold it. These flashes, they're solid, but the double position, it almost works out. Smash actually finds both. He gets the transfer and takes down both with headshots. Again, another amazing opening onto the B site from Smash. That smoke's going to go down now, and now Copenhagen Flames, they're going to have to go for a retake if they want to do this.
Yeah, and they need to go for this. They need to start putting rounds on the board. Bomb hasn't been planted. So that means they can get into position slightly earlier. Roy has already rotated in towards Coffins. Let's see if he can try his luck. But that grenade, it's so well placed. Doesn't actually do as much damage as I would have thought. But he does announce himself from this position. But Amster's there with the trade. The afterplants, once again, they're proving successful. And that's it. 1 kill. Copenhagen Flames, they're out of there. eClub Kyiv are going to get another round on the board. All off the back of Smash's brilliant entries on Banana.
He's been something else, I think, particularly just the multi-frags. It's not just the openers. He's able to quite consistently find 2. Really, really clean aim from the rifler of Esports Kyiv. Him alongside Amster just opening up these rounds again and again and again. And Nikodos, he's just been forced to save this AWP just round after round. Not able to really have any impact with it so far, which is not what you want from your AWPer. Now, the most that Copenhagen Flames can hope to get is 4 rounds on this CT side, which is not a place that you want to be.
I mean, you typically look at AWPs on Inferno and you say that S4 would have the more challenging job. Pin T-side Inferno can be a difficult task, but he's managed to win out most of his duels with Nikodos when he has been faced with them. That Molotov is going to burn him alive right at the end, but he gets good information that there's nobody home just now. Once again, going to hold this tight line. Peering down Banana, but by a 9, he's already there. He might creep up through this smoke. It's good utility damage on the other end of things. But will it amount to much more? Potentially not, since eClub Kyiv are about to challenge Zyphon on balcony.
He's in a great position to hold this. He's going to catch one player off guard. Can't get the second, though. Smash so clean on those shots. Just peeks out around the corner. Now by a 9, keeping them contained here at Banana. It's going to be the bomb making its way to A. This time it's a 3-on-3, though. So there's a chance that Copenhagen Flames, they can group up and maybe go for this retake.
Rotating all in from the top brackets position. Well-timed Molotov just going to prevent their movement for a second. Oh, and another one. Clinically done from the T's. And they can't get in right now. That's another couple of seconds being ticked on in. They have got the utility to disrupt potentially and then enable this retake. Smash once again through the smoke. He's doing all the damage and Amster can just tuck in. And once again, Nikodos is going to run away and save the AWP. but at another cost of a round conversion falling in. What an afterpart from Kyiv. The Molotovs were absolutely instrumental in their success.
Yeah, 3 Molotovs there. They threw the first 2 and it just keeps slowing them down, making that clock tick ever closer to the bomb exploding. They throw the one at the end, the smoke comes through, and then Smash fighting another headshot through the smoke. He's just been instrumental in the success of this T side. So sharp. I think his headshot percentage must be through the roof at the moment because every single kill seems to be one to the dome. And now 12 rounds for Esports Club Kyiv, and there's still a chance for them to get further still.
Yep, and wow, okay. Copenhagen Flames are going to try and run it down mid, but Nikodos over at Banana gets completely naded out the round, and that's it. Blinking, you miss it. All of the defense completely cut down to size in towards middle off the back of the SMG purchases. The AWP that's been saved round after round after round doesn't even get a shot off because the artillery strike top Banana completely eliminates him. And eClub Kyiv 13 rounds to the good on their map pick of Inferno.
It's not a good position for Copenhagen Flames. The most they can hope for is 2 rounds on the CT side. It's going to be a very important pistol when they get there, but I mean, look, a team like Copenhagen Flames, they've played at Tier 1 for quite a while. You know, they have it in them to pull the comeback off here, but it's going to be a fast, aggressive play to Banana this time. Going to take down one player. Jabby just gets away with a slither of health. I don't know if the T's are going to slow down here. They seem to be pretty keen to put on the aggression. They've caused the rotation of 2 CTs as well. It's just Siphon over towards the A side, although he has a very advanced position all the way out towards App, so he knows when the T's decide to rotate, holding them off here. And even though it's the 4-on-4 here and Jabby is low, this actually isn't the worst position for Copenhagen Flames, just because they've got these T's choked in towards Banana.
Yeah, they're in nice spots. However, Roy's rotated back towards A, at least temporarily. He's actually going to make his move over. 50 seconds left on the clock. eClub Kyiv, they don't actually need to commit to this B bomb site, but it looks like they are lining up the utility. So Zyphon's information is critical in enabling the Flames to mount this 3-man defense. Because he's holding the line, but the utility, it will come in now, and in fact, he's just going to move straight off. Flash is about to come in. Here comes the execute.
Get smashed once again. Actually, it's Nikodos against the team kill. That's so unfortunate. He's got the right position here at quad. He can still make this happen, but Bio9 takes his head clean off. Zyphon, he's left it a 1-on-3 if he wants to get Copenhagen Flames their second, but it's going to be denied. It's going to be a 14-1-half to Esports Club Kyiv.
Just really well played from them. An absolutely incredible display of how to play T-side Inferno. But listen, don't go anywhere and join us after the break, and we can see whether eClub Kyiv can hold it out or whether Copenhagen Flames can resurge a comeback on this T side.
And welcome back, everybody. Here for the second half of Copenhagen Flames versus Esports Club Kyiv. And Brandon, Esports Club Kyiv, they're here on 14 rounds on the CT side.
I mean, it was a nearly flawless T attack from them. And Copenhagen Flames, it all begins with this pistol. Just going to walk up banana. Quite a few pieces of utility, but it's going to be Buyer 9 first to be tested. And Nikados immediately struck off the record. The boost, it doesn't find any success, and it's another man advantage for the CTs. Whilst the Molotovs and utility rein in, there's already a double stack over towards this dark position.
I don't think I'd be ready for the second player, but by now they actually go down. Jabby finds 2, so that's a good start here from Copenhagen Flames. They can get that bomb down. The CTs have rotated over, but the smokes, they're still up. So the chance here for Esports Club Kyiv to maybe take a look in. They do have a kit in play on S4, who's going to be taking this pick against rOeJ, but rOeJ, he gets the victory of it. Now Smash, he's been really solid for them, gets taken down by Zyphon. Just uQlutzavr, all alone in the 1v4. The bomb is ticked down beyond half now, so not a lot of chances here to get into this, but he can find any exits. That's a good consolation. Going to try and take down Hooksy, does in the end, and rOeJ not quite is able to close it out, so... All right, they bounce back with their second round of the game. And it's here on the pistol of their T side.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be singing the praises too much of them, but really well played by Yabby just to clear all of that dark corner. I think one of the players actually swung out in support off the back of the Molotov landing at quad. So it wasn't a completely tough player, but nevertheless, still a difficult angle to clear. It allows them entry onto this bomb site, and they're still a long way off. But best of threes, they're definitely not a sprint. It's more of a marathon affair, and Copenhagen Flames, they're used to doing the long distance.
Yeah, they have to have some comfort that they played really well in Ancient the last time they matched up. And S4 with the Deagle going to take Zyphon's head clean off this. It's a force up from Esports Club Kyiv. They know they've got so many rounds to work with that there's no reason not to be forcing it. And when you can hit shots like that, you may as well. But rOeJ, he's going to find 2. Finds S4 through the back of uQlutzavr. So that's going to be the opening here towards the A site. Smash is still here with the MP9. He's been the danger man for this CT side, but he's not going to catch off Nikados. That would have been a really key kill just because he had the bomb on his back. But now it's just going to be Ampster and Buyer 9. They're going to probably try and hold on to these Deagles to see if they can do something next round, particularly with that Mac 10 if it can be collected. Can drop over a Deagle to one of their teammates. And we got a third from Copenhagen Flames. Obviously still quite a few rounds to find. Esports Club just needing 2 to close out this first map.
Yeah, I like the play from Copenhagen Flames as well. They just went for a contact approach up A. They took their time with it despite losing the first pick. rOeJ with a lovely couple of openings. Then they deploy the smokes. They just cut off all the rotations. Even have a lurk player just working their way up towards B to keep the CTs at bay. Nice fundamentals from Copenhagen Flames early on this T side, and it might spark their resurgence, but we're still a long way off, as you've just said. This round will give them another opportunity to close the deficit, make them feel a little bit more happier within the server, because it might just be these pistols, and I doubt too much more investment will come out in round number 18 for eClub Kyiv.
Yeah, and I think while that comeback, it is possible. I think for Copenhagen Flames, the big focus here is just to get your heads back in the game. Get that confidence built up. Get a few rounds here on the T side just to feel a little bit better going into that second map. Even if they aren't able to close it out here, they should be feeling confident on Ancient, as we've said already. So this round, good confidence builder if they can find some nice openings here. S4 going to take a massive grenade to the back of the face. Hooksy with this Mac 10, he definitely wants some confidence kills. He needs them.
Oh, yeah, he really does. 1 to 16 right now. He has got the Mac 10, so he can farm the cash. Inject $600 a kill into his bank balance. The Copenhagen Flames, they lay down the fire all over this bomb site. But S4, what a lovely shot, but he's going to be completely Molotovs out of position. But hang on a second. The pistols, they're doing the damage. uQlutzavr through the smoke and the bomb. It's been dropped in quite a difficult position to retrieve. This allows Smash to rotate in from coffins, but Yabby does clean him up. So maybe normality is about to be restored.
Yeah, but two of these players still have armor on Amster and Bio9. That bomb isn't retrieved yet. The spam through the smoke, rOeJ actually gets brought low. This USP is doing so much work. The smoke's still not retrieved, and there's no utility left on the T side. They just have to hope for these duels here. They've slowed it down, hoping that the CTs are going to give them a fight here. But at the moment, it's all quiet. Nikodos, he's the one with the most HP. Should really be the one looking for the engagements here. Going to be rOeJ trying to collect this bomb. They're going to try and swing out on him. He has to be really careful. You can see how nervous he is. Jabby does find Amster, though. The Deagle, it can't quite connect onto rOeJ. So now it's just uQlutzavr. He's got a USP at the moment. Has picked up that Mach 10. But now there's 3 players to find. They're all armored. Ooh, damage on the Jabby. The flash is good. Brings him low. But it's not quite enough to do it. He's just hunting around, trying to find something. All these players looking at the angles. He's just darting back and forth. At this stage, the round, very difficult for him to win, but any damage is good. Nikodos going to stop him in his tracks. And Copenhagen Flames, it got very, very dicey there, but they do manage to secure the round in the end.
Yeah, they get it over the line. And it was a bit scary. That bomb being dropped. Oh, there was potential for that to go wrong in so many instances, especially with the HP on some of those Flames players. But they do get it over the line. They are able to hit a lovely timing where they wait and wait and wait, as you rightfully said, and then they'd be able to pounce on the opportunity, grab the bomb and plant it. But 14-4, the round deficit has now closed. It's still a way away. 10 rounds is the difference between these two teams, but Copenhagen Flames, they've started the T side flawlessly. The S4 and the AWP might have a nice fight against Nikodos here towards middle.
Yeah, he was quite strong on their T side. Obviously wasn't the leader, with Smash being the one opening up most of the rounds, but S4 very consistent. Nikodos didn't really get too much of a chance to find the openings on the CT side, often forced to save. Here on the T side, he has a chance to be in the driver's seat, maybe find some of these openings for the team. Oof, rOeJ going to eat a little grenade there, bringing him down to just over half. They have taken a bit of control here towards brackets. Smoke coming through for longer. Zyphon, he gets flashed up by S4. The pop flash is perfect. S4, the flash catches him off, but rOeJ isn't quite ready for the position. Going to be readjusting here. Knows that a player fell back in towards CT, so has to be careful if he wants to push through this. Just going to be holding it at the moment because it's actually the B site where the Ts are going to be attacking.
It will be. There are still 2 defenders here, despite rOeJ's best efforts. And actually, with S4 escaping towards the archers, it means the AWP can swing on in. 30 seconds left on the clock. Copenhagen Flames, they need to get a move on. And they will advance into this bomb site. But now it's a crossfire. Oh, and Bio9, he's just staying alive at the perfect opportunity. The bomb has been dropped, and I feel like that's the round done. Kyiv, they get it over the line. Match point on the cards now. And whilst rOeJ has been such a nuisance in towards CT, just keeping all of the defense at bay, it's not enough.
Yeah, once again, Nikodos, even on the T side, forced to save this AWP, just not really able to find any impact here. Despite all of rOeJ's heroics, keeping the CTs interested, looking for openings towards A. It's on the B site where they falter, just not able to get into that site. The defense too strong. That bomb dropped far too deep into the site and with far few little time left. And now we're looking at 11 map points that Copenhagen Flames will have to get through if they want to at least take it to overtime. With the way things are going, it doesn't feel like they're going to get there.
Oh, look at what they're working with as well. The utility is just not favourable. They got a couple of smokes, but just about 4 or 5 flashbangs. It's a weak purchase. rOeJ's even on this Mach 10, and Jabby, whilst he is looking in towards top BS4, he won't actually escape. Hooksy will capitalise. Maybe this will be the catalyst for this round, because he does manage to activate. But is it too little too late? Bio9, he's spotted the information. He's seen the players over towards Library. And now him and Amster can combine it, because Zyphon's looking the wrong way. This looks all but said and done, potentially. 4 versus 2 in Kyiv's favour. And Jabby's going to get caught with his knife out. It's all up to Nikodos. He can't save this. He needs to go for it. 1 minute left on the clock. Where is he going to end up?
Yeah, the 1v4, it might be a tall order. There's 1 minute left. He can potentially find an opening onto Smash if he gets the timing right, but he has to clear everything. Just has no idea where any of these CTs are at the moment. doesn't know that they've rotated off to B, and it's just Smash here currently. uQlutzavr has made his way over as well. Does. That clock is ticking down ever so quickly. Just 30 seconds left in a moment. Has to make a play here. Going to be going towards apps. It is open, although Smash is watching from short. He has the read on this. Does will have to find this first kill if he wants to make magic happen. Drops down. They do hear him. Smash is here and takes him down. It's going to be EC Kyiv. They take it 16-4.
Wow. What a display by eClub Really well played on Inferno, and I don't think any of us really expected it to be that dominant. We said, look, Inferno has to fall the way of the Ukrainian side because Ancient